remember how long, guess I always been this way, running 90 miles a minute all night and day, doing things that'd kill a lesser man or get him locked up tight. Never meant to hurt nobody, no I ain't like that, just trying to make my way any way I can. There's a lot of folks out there wanna slow me down, make me act right.
Rob Hill, 50 years old, out of Dayton, Ohio. I drive the SnoopStang. It's a little white notchback, turbo car, small block Ford. Started off as a LS car in the beginning, nitrous, and then evolved as the years go on. And representing Dayton Small Tire Mafia out of Dayton here, and we just have a really good street race thing going. We got a lot of people coming from around the area to get involved with us. Ohio Grudge Race gets involved. Rocket Track Glue, we get a lot of help from Moser. But initially, you know, what got me into racing, it started a long time ago. I mean, you know, everybody competitive, I guess. When I was 5 years old, going to the skating rink, you know, got on the speed team. You're racing skates, and then it goes to BMX, and next thing you want more into motocross with motors and jumping. And I did motocross so I was from 14 to 40. You know, I was addicted to that, but I had cars in the meantime. I believe my first car I got was a 78 Trans Am, 6.6, 400 big block, you know, 17-year-old kid doing donuts because I had a positive rear end, bending axles, hitting curbs, you know, the kind of shit kids do. Great time. And it evolved, you know. I grew up, did a lot more motocross racing, and then I was like 23. I got my hands on a little Mopar, a little Scamp, had a 340 in it. And a buddy of mine, Chuck Fisher out of Dayton, gave me a hand tubbing it out. It was the year, in the early 90s was the year of tubbed out cars, and I wanted tubbed out cars, so we back half the car, tubbed it, put some coil livers on it, you know, some big Mickey Thompsons, and you know, it was the cool thing. And it should evolve from there, you know. Things evolved in the streets from the night. I mean, as time goes on, and it's the craziest thing because everybody wants to be a part of racing, everybody wants to be competitive, but as like I said, it evolves. Okay, so I start off a long time ago with a tubbed out car, then I'm like, I want to go a little faster. Some years go by, and I'm kind of getting out of motocross. At this point in time, I'm like 40 years old, you know. Motocross is done, my body's beat up, and I have a little Fox body. And my same buddy, Chuck Fisher, he gives me a hand. And Fox bodies, you got all that bolt-on crap, tubular K members and all this, and we put a little 347 stroker motor and finally get into the nines, and had a lot of help from Tony McKinney back in the day, Complete Auto Repair and Performance, and you know, just a lot of help from a lot of friends because I was a motocross guy. I didn't know a lot about cars, you know, and I thought I knew a little something. And as time goes on, you know, when I did that, it's like I changed from motocross to cars. Your life changes, you know. You don't hang around with the same people. You don't really know anybody. I got in that little car and started hitting the streets, and all the people I know now is people I met on the street. You know, people that I didn't know growing up, man. A lot of people I knew growing up's dead and shit, man. The world's a crazy place right now. So, all the people I know is a tight group, and you can get emotional almost because the people you know are the people that you met a lot of people and you think you mesh with some and then you don't. You know, it's the ones you are with now, the ones that you know mean something, the ones you keep by your side. You know what I'm saying? It's a tight group, and that's what we got. And you know, my buddy Keith, he was there from the beginning, like 2014 or 15. I met him in a parking lot hanging out, and then like 2017 we start a little daily race. Well, we started on Western Street. Cops come run us off. Robert Fairchild, a few other guys was there. I mean, I could name a lot of names, man, but I think that it got to where. Now it got to where it got really intense, you know. People started saying, hey man, there's something happening here. So we really found a good spot on the road down in Dayton Industrial Park, and that was like in 2017, and I just started meeting more and more people, and I had to build another car technically, and I went from a black Fox body I had that my friend Chuck Fisher helped me build to the Snoop car, the notchback, and I didn't know what to do. I had to do a lot of watching. I went to up around Springfield, 42. I went in 2015. I went and watched some street races. I watched these things they call cash days, you know, and it's like, this is me. I can do this, but I had to make a car that can do it. So I went home and started bending tubes, welding, building a cage, and just building cars. And me and some friends that helped me. I mean, I helped build Keith's car, got his car in there, and next thing you know, we had a crew of cars to start Janney Road and start racing. And I met Cody Myers, Dave Pageant, Mikey Jones, a lot of guys that are really hardcore into what I do. They're like me, you know, and that's when I knew. I was like, I found my crew. These are guys that see what I see and want to do what I do. And it changed totally. You know, your life kind of gets wrapped up into that, where that's all you focus on. Even, you know, I'm 50 years old. I've done everything for a living. I'm retired. I don't have to do anything, but I like building chassis and cages and cars, you know. So being retired, that's all I focus on now, street racing. And when you get into that world where you have a tight group and you see what the scene is all about, it gets super intense, you know, and there's a lot of emotions. People don't see eye to eye. There's fights sometimes. Things happen, you know, but you got to move on and really focus on what's out there, what it's about. It's about street racing. It's about living life as an American, being proud, being a patriot, living your dreams. Not about shutting down pipelines and limiting gas and trying to make it hard for products. It's about living the American dream. That's what street racing represents. And that's what I'm going to keep alive as long as I can, and my crew's around. That's what we're going to do. And that's the point I want to spread. It's about, and it can be a family sport. It's all about family, and it's about having fun. And that's what America's about, having fun. We all need to come together and street race, basically. That's the only thing we can do to save ourselves, because the government has failed us. And now we have to go and take things over and run the streets like we want to run them and make things worthwhile living in this country we call America, that patriots, soldiers, veterans have died and lost their lives to protect. And our government's just giving it away. And this is sad. So we got to do things that actually make us happy. You know, it's the only thing we got to do is resort to the streets and live our lives. But I'm proud of it, and I'm going to keep doing it. And Ohio Grudge Race has been there to do a lot of filming. I mean, I've got a lot of help from so many areas when it comes to traction compound with Brian Parrish and rocket track glue and just so much. You know, I can't even put enough names out there to express what it means to me, you know, but I appreciate everybody that's helped me. The future, I don't know, because 2020 was so messed up with the COVID government bullshit that we resorted to the streets heavily, and basically TV shows had to get footage from our street racing to make TV shows. They shut all the TV shows down, the sets. The government is trying to destroy America literally from the inside out, whether it's your TV or your grocery store you eat at, they're going to shut it down. It don't matter. So they took street footage and made TV shows so everybody out there can watch their lion dummy box, which is cool. Watch the street stuff. It's real. Don't watch the news. Listen, I'm trying not to get too ruffled over all this, because it's really a real thing that's happening in America right now. You know, we got to keep it alive. Your dreams is what I'm talking. I'm talking to street racing. Street racing is my dream. What's your dream? Keep your dream alive. You know, I'm talking to everybody out there. In our dream, me and the Dayton Small Tire Mafia is street racing, and so much a lot of other people's dream is the same. With Ohio Grudge Racing, Josh Robinson's been a great guy. He actually brought Blue Collar Brew and Rocket Track Glue to Dayton and sold me on it. And I use it, and I was like, it was sad because I used it because Mikey Jones called me on. I had a bad lane, and I sprayed the lane to try to give me advantage, and I beat Mikey Jones, which is my buddy. But once I seen that shit work, and I was like, Rocket Track Glue's my stuff. And I got with Brian, and he's been hooking me up ever since. I got a special blend that he made for the Dayton streets. It was called Mountain Glue, and we've been using it around here, and it works really good. And I want to spread the word of Mountain Glue in the future. I'm going to hit some of these backwards races, Detroit up there with Mike, Muncie with the 260 boys. All them guys are great over there in Indiana. I love them. I like to go support their events. And hopefully, like the Uncaged event was at Ohio Grudge held in Columbus, we'll have another uncaged race in Columbus at National Trail, which would be a great thing if we could get that to go on, and just to keep the sport alive, keep the streets happening. They're still trying to shut people down and get them to wear double masks and stupid shit, so the streets will probably be stronger than ever. We might get more footage for the Discovery Channel, who knows, but that's the whole goal for the future. Spread the Mountain Glue, keep keep the American dream alive for all Americans, literally, you know, to where there's something to live for. Nobody give up. The fight ain't over. The Patriots will win in the end. That's what it's all about. And that's the goal for the future. Well, going into some of my favorite street races with Snoop, there is a lot. I mean, it goes so far back because the first year I had it as an LS car, I was only spraying 150 shot on a 6-liter out of a truck with a big cam, you know. I mean, it was basically a 250,000 mile motor getting sprayed and hurting feelings, you know. I mean, it really was hurting feelings. People didn't like it. But one of them was Caleb Miller on Halloween. I gapped him in his turbo car and he hated that. But I re-raced him and he beat me the second race. But we never got the third and final race off. But yeah, I mean, there was some memorable races. Eric Mans was my nemesis. He was like, man, we was butting heads for a while, you know, and it's like I've always wanted to take him out, and I got to do that on race last year. Took him out second round after he took out Tony, because Tony's my buddy, so I got all fired up. I was like, I got to take Eric out of this race, and I kind of did get the good lane possibly, but you know, he had beat me a few times, and it was like that was one guy I wanted to take out because when we hit final rounds, he's beat me before, you know, and just oh, and all my friends down on Janie with Dave Pageant and Cody and all them guys in the cash days we've been in. I mean, there's been a lot of memorable stuff. I went to the No Prep King race in 2019 just for a Friday night shootout, and I got to line up against like Bill Lutz and in practice did a test hit with my buddy Tony McKinney. Just there's been so many things that, you know, I could talk and say that are memorable to me, because when you love something like it, it's all the best memories, you know, really. I'm just hoping our crew this year, you know, we create the best memories we can have. Everybody stepping their game up, they're getting more power, and I think a lot of guys are going to make a statement this year and surprise some other guys out there that aren't, you know, haven't recognized what we can do yet. But the future is also, I haven't been kind of telling anybody, but I got a black Fox body I've been working on. It's 84. It's a nitrous car, and it's got a little LS motor. And I went away from LS with Snoop, but I'm back with LS with another car. It's a nitrous car, and it'll do good. I haven't only tested a few times, but that's what we'll bring out this year to the streets. So y'all be waiting to watch for them videos. They'll be out there, and then you can see what you're up against. So that was just a surprise for 2021. Other than that, Snoop's gonna stay the same and hit some no prep, and Tattoo is the name of the black car. Tattoo will be on the streets. Other than that, I just want to support my crew and give a shout out to Mosier, Complete Auto Repair Performance, Tony McKinney, Brian Parrish, Rob Glue, Ohio Garage Racing, Josh Robinson, and all the guys out there supporting our street scene.
I mean, I don't think there's anything else to say to you.
No, everybody have a good night. Keep watching your street action and support your street racers. It's all about living the American dream and, you know, keeping America alive.
You remember how long? Guess I always been this way, running 90 miles a minute all night and day, doing things that'd kill a lesser man or get him locked up tight. You ever meant to hurt nobody? No, I ain't like that. Just trying to make my way any way I can. There's a lot of folks out there wanna slow me down, make me act right.